The Colts charge forward, no fear, no doubt. Shooting and scoring, the crowd screams out. The boards rattle, the crowd's on its feet. Coach Bain has a plan that can be beat. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Big Mac's a beast, big as a tree. You want a Jackson, well we got three. Nathan's got vision, steady as a stone. He guards the blue line like it's his own home. The ice shakes, get out of your seat. Sahaj and Nate can't be beat. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Poor Langley, he is nothing to cheer. Vancouver fades when the Colts appear. Ridge Meadows with no hope to win, can't imagine the trouble they're in. The roof's coming off this brand new place. The set streaks down the ice at a blistering pace. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Making saves so fine.
We are back with more highlights for the U18A1 Colts. Today they will be taking on a team from North Van. Seem to be branded the Storm on their website, although their team from Delta also called the Storm, but we'll stick with that. North Van Storm versus the Cloverdale Colts here tonight. Monday night game at home for the Colts, wearing their blue home jerseys because of that. You'll see North Van in white Canucks style jerseys at the other end. Colts are coming off their first outright loss of the season, losing 2 days ago to the team from Ridge Meadows, a 3-2 loss. They did lose one game in the tournament, but that was in a shootout. So that Ridge Meadow loss was the first in regulation of the season. The Colts will be down a couple players in their quest to get back in the win column. 2 injuries coming out of last game. Lyndon Cameron and Jackson Davis will both be missing this game and watching there from the new Cloverdale Arena press box. So the Colts will ice a lineup of 10 forwards and 5 D here tonight. Sahaj getting the start in net. So let's head to the first period. Colts start this one off defending deep in their own corner. Puck's going to get turned over here to that Vancouver player who goes around 2 Colts players and then finds somebody wide open on the far side. One-timer goes wide of the net and then it bounces around loose in front before eventually Sahaj is able to cover that up. So some sloppy defensive play to start this game by the Colts. But then on the following defensive zone draw, Orson's going to sky this puck to the neutral zone. Arjun jumps on it, and as he's shooting, it looks like it deflects off the North Van defender stick up and over the arm of the goaltender, and just less than a minute into this game, Arjun has given the Colts a 1-0 lead. Colts looking to stretch the lead here with a good forecheck that's going to disrupt that play, and then Mitchell's going to create a turnover here, knocking it off that player's stick, moving in, shooting to the glove side. The goalie makes a save. Face off in the offensive zone, and Noah's going to do another good job on the forecheck. Push this out to Arjun, who slaps it on net. Had some space there as the goalie was going the other way, but it gets caught up in the goalie's arm. Here we see Nathan picking up a puck in his own zone, giving it to Wes, and he's going to fire it out towards the Colts bench, and Seth is there changing, and he's looking back at the play and not actually getting off the ice, and that puck's going to hit him in the foot, and it's going to be a bench minor for too many players for the Colts. So now they're going to have to kill a penalty. North Van with the seam pass through the middle here. One-timer, that player fans on it though. And then Nathan uncharacteristically ends up on the wrong side of the puck there defensively, and that player walks out with it and gets a shot, beats the goaltender, but doesn't beat the post. So Colts successfully killed the penalty. Here comes Seth down the right side. Player tries to body check him, but he bowls that player over. And then Jackson on the forecheck here pushes it out front to an all-alone Richard Blades in front. He shoots, but there's a blocker save there by the North Van goaltender. Now we're going to see Wes lead a rush through the neutral zone down the right side. He's going to try and make a move around the defender who hangs the knee out, trips Wes up. So it's going to be a power play now for the Colts, their first chance on the power play in this game, looking to stretch the lead to 2. But instead, they're going to be a little too aggressive. 4 players up, and that puck gets chipped by them. This North Van player goes around Nathan and then in alone and puts it past Sahaj for the shorthanded goal. And we have a 1-1 tie. There have been 2 plays thus far this game that have resulted in chances for the Colts. Here's one of them, that forecheck. Again, it causes another turnover. Jackson Mum has a chance there, can't get it to go. And then the other play is this flip play that we saw work earlier. And again, here's another one up the middle. Seth's going to race on it behind the defenders, get a chance there. But another save from the goaltender. So that's the end of that period, 1-1 to the second. We're going to see some more fruitful forechecking here by the Colts. This is Seth, who's going to come from behind, lift the stick, pick the puck up, take it to the forehand, whip it on net. And the rebound's going to get picked up by this North Van player who then softly flips it to center. It skips over Bryson's stick at center, sending this North Van player in alone on the right. He has to shoot from up high, though, because of the hard-charging Colts defenders. From the Colts on a rush, we're going to watch in front of the net. Arjun tied up with the North Van defender. He gets pie face down to the ice. Referee watching it there, but he decides just to call the net off and no penalty. So another forecheck situation, another turnover. Jackson throws it towards the net and then sweeped on net there by Mack. But the goalie is there to make the save. Here we see Liam with a nice back check that turns the puck over. And then when he tries to make the pass, it gets intercepted. And then he comes back at that player and knocks him to the ice with a cross check. That's going to get detected by the referee, sending Liam off to the penalty box 2 minutes for cross checking. Here's North Van. Now they're working it around on the power play. Going to put it off to the right flank, and this player is going to come downhill, whip that shot at the net. Blocker save from Sahaj. Now we're at the end of the power play, and this North Van player is going to miss the net. It's going to wrap around to Liam, who's coming out of the penalty box. That's going to turn this into a 3-on-1. Over to Liam. Whips that on net, but it's into the goalie's chest, and he covers it up. Colts continue to work well down low behind the net. Jackson Mum's going to get this puck, put it out front to Noah, and then he gets a shot. Again, another save from the goalie. Now it's going to be Seth we see behind the net, circling around. And he sees Jackson alone in front, so he gives it over to him, but the goalie also sees it, and he dives out there and blocks that pass before it can get through to Jackson Anderson. Here we see Knox make a nice read on a bad play up the middle from North Van, and Knox gets a fortunate bounce off the defender's foot right to Richard in front. But that's going to be another puck swallowed up by the goaltender's midsection. Colts getting lots of chances, though, to get the lead back. And here's another one. Bryson's going to whip this one from the point, tipped by Mitchell. And look at this puck just trickle past the post. And as close as that was, the Colts are going to come up with another even closer opportunity right here. Jackson around that defender, loses it a bit, but then has it, and he sweeps it around the prone goaltender, and somehow the defender is able to keep that out there, strong on his stick. You can see he had his stick wedged up against his leg, preventing Jackson from pushing that through him. So an open net that they cannot capitalize on. It remains 1-1. You can see on the clock on the wall there were less than a minute left here in the second period. It's deep in the Colts zone, and Nathan gets tripped up as he's trying to head up the left wall in his own zone. So 2 minutes tripping, number 23 there from North Van. And off the face-off at the other end, the Colts are going to make quick work of this power play. They're going to move it around. It's going to go over here to Jackson Anderson, who finds Tyler over here, who whips it up over top of the goaltender. And just a few seconds into this power play, the Colts have restored their lead. It's now 2-1. The Colts are going to nearly make it 3-1 here at the beginning of the third period. And it's Mitchell again, all alone out front. And this time, though, he's going to heel it and still get decent wood on it, but not everything he wanted there, and the goalie makes the save. Next, we're going to see 3 Colts go after the puck carrier there, create some space on the other side of the ice that North Van takes advantage of, and then watch down low. Bison is battling forward. Richard goes down to help him, and that's going to leave 2 players alone in front of the net. Nathan can't cover them both, and the rebound's going to pop out to the unchecked player who deposits it home, and we're back tied. And North Van pressing to take the lead here. Here's a point shot that gets blocked, gets picked up by North Van again, throws it towards the net, trickles through, rebounds there once and twice. Sahaj is there to make the save. At the other end now, North Vancouver has some dubious net front coverage of their own. They have two players there, but this puck somehow ends up on Richard's stick and he shovels it on net, but the goalie makes a save falling backwards. Here's a hard hustle on the forecheck by Arjun, and he bumps the puck to himself in the corner, sees Jackson and Mum alone in front, slides it under the goaltender's stick, and Jackson gets good wood on that, but I think he meant to hook that closer to the blocker post there, and instead it goes right back at the North Van goaltender. So here's Knox. He can't get it past the forechecker. The forechecker's going to take it down low behind the net. He has all the Cloverdale Colts eyes on him, and a cheeky little backhand pass finds that player up high. It doesn't make it through the massive bodies in front, but he does get a shot off there from the corner, and Sahaj hugs the post. Here's a North Van shot off the draw that Sahaj kicks out to Jackson Anderson, and then he's going to try and pitch it past that player and then go get it. Gets interfered with, and then he hacks back at that player, sending both the stick and the glove flying. No penalties in either direction. And we're down to about 1:40 to go here in this tied game in the third period. This puck goes out to the point, thrown on net, tipped towards the net, rebound goes off to the player on the side who taps it home, and North Van has a late lead in this game, 3-2. So the Colts have the goalie pulled. There's 15 seconds left in this game as they work it around. Over here to Nathan, throws this towards the net. He had a goal just like that in a couple games ago, but this time it goes wide. Play continues, and then West throws that towards the net, and it just trickles by the left post back into the corner. And the last couple seconds of this game are going to run out. And the Colts, despite not losing any games coming into the last couple, have now lost 2 games in a row, both by 3-2 scores. So let's have a look at the stats for today's game. See Arjun and Tyler with the goals today, 4 players with assists. Uncharacteristic for them having had such a strong run. That's Seth, Richard, and Jackson Anderson line struggling a bit defensively today with the plus minuses. So let's have a look at the season stats. Jackson Mum and Jackson Anderson remained tied at the top of the table. Arjun moving into a tie with Jackson Anderson for most goals on the team with 7. So with 2 consecutive losses, let's have a look at the standings now. See the Colts there down in 7th place with a .500 record. They do have a couple games in hand on some of the teams though. Let's have a look at what the schedule looks like. There are just 3 games left here in the placement games. They have a road game against Chilliwack next, followed by one in Burnaby, and then one final home game against Coquitlam on the 27th. So we'll see you for the Chilliwack game as the Colts will try to stop this losing streak at 2.